Alright, I'm going to go through all the modes on bass, and then I'll show you how no matter what key you're in, you just shift the modes. So let's do each one. We're going to start with Ionian on G. So we're going to be in the key of G major. So there is G Ionian. Here is A Dorian. And then this is B Phrygian. And then this is C Lydian. And then D Mixolydian. And then E Aeolian. And then here we have F sharp Locrian. And it starts over again. So those are all the modes. Now, I played my modes not exactly note for note. If you notice that when I got to B Phrygian and C Lydian, I played the exact same thing. I just started on a different note. That's the way I see it. So here's B Phrygian. And I played the exact same thing for C Lydian. I just didn't play this note right here. So I went, because that's the way I see it in my head. Now I could have gone and gone to this note, but I just don't like doing that. But I know that I can still go there. And I did the same thing for Locrian, and so F sharp Locrian and G Ionian. And I'm also going past the root note again. But so basically what I want to show is those are all the modes, and they're all in the key of G major. Now I know that, you know, G Ionian and A Dorian and B Phrygian and C Lydian and D Mixolydian, they're all the same notes. But the reason that they're different is because if you make this the root note, then all those notes are going to sound happy. Now if I start and make this the root note, it's the same notes are going to have a different feel because I'm actually focusing on this B. So if I play a G, so here's my G, and play that exact same scale, all these notes are going to sound happy now. So see how that scale now sounds happy? It's because I shifted where the root was. So if I make B Phrygian, if I focus on this G and play all the notes in B Phrygian, it's going to sound happy. But if I focus on the B, it's going to make it sound dark. So that's why when you learn your modes, and I went from, you know, G to A to B to C and all the different modes, I'm going off of the first note. Ionian is happy. Dorian is the minor scale with one happy note, as I like to think of it. It is a major 6, I believe. Let me see. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, major 6. So it's kind of like a minor scale with one happy note in there. And then Phrygian has this very ominous sound going from the first note to the second note. They're a half step, so it gives it that very rough, like... Then C Lydian, because now I'm not going to emphasize this note, I'm just emphasizing this one, sounds like a weird major scale. has a very kind of like happy sound that kind of gets stuck in this weird limbo. Because C major would be this note instead of this note. You hear it?
Yep.
So knowing that Lydian, because of this one note, gives it that weird kind of, it's like a happy scale with like a weird kind of feel to it. Kind of has like a sci-fi, I think, feel to it. And then Mixolydian, to me, is the major scale, except one note is in the minor, which is this one. No, I'm sorry, this one right here. So this is the scale, Ionian. So you hear how this note really colors the rest of the scale. It's happy, but Mixolydian uses this one, so it gives it more of like a gritty tone. You hear it? And then Aeolian is just your natural minor scale. Now, all of these scales are all still under the umbrella of G major or E minor. It just matters what note I focus on. So I can make all of these scales sound like E minor if I focus on the E in every position. So here's E minor. So if I'm here in Mixolydian, in D Mixolydian, if I focus on this note, it's still going to sound the same.
Yes.
There's my E again. So now I'm in B Phrygian, but if I focus on this E, it's still going to sound like an E minor scale. And then if I go to A Dorian, but I focus on this E, it's still going to sound like E minor. Oh, my bad. If I go here to G Ionian, but I focus on the E, which is right here, it's still going to sound like E minor. So. So see? Alright, hopefully that makes sense. Alright.